Yes, I am live. IG is waiting to bring you guys on, let you know we're here. Hi, everybody. Actually, I know I say this all the time. Ain't nobody on here right now. You know, I never like to perpetrate the fraud. And here y'all come. Hi, the sweetness 215 photo boy. I am Dial J. Y'all know. I told y'all this before. I can't be reading a lot of time. I'll be like, girl, did you go to school? You got an education? Hi, TJ Madison, baby. Hey, cousin Chris, looking crystal ball. What it do, fam? How's everybody? Dia LJ. Thank you. Dia LJ, thank you so much, baby. And thank you for dealing with me and my my lack of comprehension skills. Fifi is real. Hey, baby, thank you. You know what? I'm really loving this hair too. But coming up soon, Bellman 7270. Hi, love bugs. But it's coming up. It's going to be time for some new hair. I want blowout season so much, but the sweat out gods, meaning you never know how this weather is going to go. A good Indian summer. The blowout guys are saying, girl, hold off. So we're probably going to get a weave next. But I'm really feeling the color. I'm just afraid to color my hair, guys. I'm sure a lot of the ladies, even some of the men here, you can relate. Because years ago, I used to color my hair all the damn time. No. And for years, I was holding on to like all the dead hair. And this was years ago, like when I was in high school. And I'll never forget where I finally sat in one stylist seat out here in Philly. And she goes, your hair, you have such nice hair. Why are you holding on to this dead? Because, you know, growing up, well, depending on if I'm an 80s baby. So my mama was like, and don't you cut it. Well, I guess I got some payback because once we went to the hair salon, it was me, my mom, and my grandma. And I told the stylist, I said, cut it right in front of my mama. She was so mad, but the cut was so nice. But guess what? My hair grew back better and healthier than ever. Hey, K Scott Comedy, baby. Mr. Frankie joined. No, I'm not going to go to the show tonight. If you guys are in the Philadelphia area, MJB is here tonight. Ella May, and I know it's another Queen Naija. That is going to be an amazing show. So I won't be there, but I believe I'm going to be at the Atlantic City show, and I want to say that's October 28th or October 29th. So K Scott Comedy, if you going to that one, hit me up, let me know. See if I can run into you and say hi. Hey, Kenny Blessed. All right, Dexter. Now, I've been running my mouth with y'all for a little bit of while now. Now, where the hell is Dexter at? Let me go see if I can find him. 1 second. Dexter, bring your black ass in here. Like somebody's grandmother. I'm such an old lady. And been like that for years. And I'm never going to change. Let me try to find him. It's in here, boy. Where you at? Okay. 1 second. I'm sorry. You see how that boy be making me cuss at him? I don't be wanting to. He be bringing it out of me. Philly Babe 215. How is everybody doing? Craig Daddy Cairo, Dr. B. How are you, Dr. B? I'm going to see you on Monday. I'm taking a self-care vacation. So my Monday will consist of an adjustment. I will be getting a massage. And I might be having, you know, some drinks or something, you know, just to decompress. Everybody needs a little self-care, a couple days off. Now, why you make me cuss at you?
What you say?
I said, where your black ass at?
Oh, no, you wasn't cussing like that.
Late for class. Hi, Yerkies, Miss Lanice, Cherry Babies or Shari Babies, Fabulous Me 226. Hey, everybody, come on in.
Somebody just said they're headed to the beach.
Lord, Crack Daddy Cairo, I'm gonna have to see you on Saturday, on maybe Saturday. I'm gonna have to pull up on you.
Chiropractor that I said I was going to last year.
Yes.
I need to go. Like my back is in pain now. Like I'm gonna go. I'm gonna book an appointment. I'm gonna go.
You better book an appointment with my guy. He gonna fix you right up, take care of you. The Daniel Thomas Music. That's our UK brother. Hi, Love Bug.
Scared though, but like I think we should try to get him on the show. Like I want to do an interview with him because I want to get familiar with it. We should definitely.
Yeah. Dr. B, you want to come on out? Listen, he's standing me up on Monday. I ain't mad at you. You want to go ahead and get your 6 to 8 foot wave surfing, and I ain't mad at you.
Yeah,
but you better come back because I need you. I need my back cracked.
Somebody said, "What does the doctor do?" He's a chiropractor, which I've never talked to. I've never dealt with a chiropractor before. I definitely want to get more information. We're gonna interview him. We're gonna try to interview him on the podcast because I know I'm not the only person who's never seen a chiropractor, but I've definitely seen the work that they do, which both scares me and also makes me like I need to go see one.
I'm telling you right now, the sense of relief that you will get, especially your first time out if you've never gotten it. I don't even understand how you're not going to want it after that. You will just feel so light and your head, you'll feel like a little bobblehead for a little bit, but it's going to feel amazing. And he said he used to be a sportscaster too. Oh, come on, with a storied career.
He said, I got your back, and he's a chiropractor. I love that. And then I want to ask if he's in Philadelphia, and he is in Philadelphia. Toya, can you tell them?
Yes, he is actually, I want to say it's in downtown Center City, like right, you know, my location's always restaurants.
I was about to say, but
yes, they're right around Bud and Maryland's, and Green Eggs is right there too. So if you guys go to Green Eggs, Center City, Bud and Maryland's, one of my favorite brunch spots, Dr. B is right across the street. So you'll find him, but go see our guy. He gonna hook you up. The sweetness says no back cracking for me as long as they don't do that. Next to Woody's and Green Eggs, he said. Okay. So Daniel said chiros are good. He just doesn't like the neck crack part. It can be a little alarming, but
no, I'm scared of it. But I need somebody to twist my neck. But really, I just want to talk because I know there's so much misinformation about it. So like I definitely have a conversation.
Yeah. And guys, take a look at his page. He always puts up like really good videos of, you know, his sessions, and he's always giving like good. Actually, Dr. B, he put up one video recently because I've been like very stiff and like stretching. I did everything that he suggested, and a bitch wasn't tight no more.
Okay. So how was your week? Wait, before you go, can you pin his thing so they can just find his page real quick? Yeah, let me see. The girl, I cussed him all the way out. Now she said, not Daniel said he cussed the chiropractor out. Pinned comment. So I think, is it pinned? Is it pinned? Yes. You see it? I don't see it. So yeah. But yeah, no, my week has been, it has been a lot. But things will be changing. I don't know why I asked you that as if I didn't know that it was going crazy. It slipped my mind. It just felt like. Well, here's the thing. You know, our followers and the watchers, the commenters, like, they're us too. So we're friends. So me and Dex talk all day, damn near every day during the work. But we don't get to talk to them. So it's a catch up for all of us. Yeah, but overall, like it's been good. Thank God. What she said? I'm black. Wait, I might be black, a woman. I might even be ugly. But thank God, I's here. I's here. Do you know what's funny? I actually saw, did you see Woman King? No, please do not spoil it because you know me. I'm always looking for a link. But I'm going to go spend my money on this one. I want to see it, but when you just said that line, it reminded me of Viola Davis. I just saw this piece by her that Shonda Rhimes reposted, and she knowing your value and knowing your self-worth, and it just like to me it just really resonated. Like I have this my thing this year that I'm really trying to work on is that like, and it happened to me today too. Like I need to not be concerned with how other people perceive me. Like that's something that I just gotta let go. And today, in one of my group chats, someone said something, and it just really like rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm just like, I don't. It's kind of one of those things where it's just like, I don't understand how you have this perception of me when I've personally, I feel like I've never given you any reason to think that or say that about me. And it's where it's just like people would say it, and naturally you want an explanation for it. Because like, when did I ever do this to you? But you got to realize people just say stuff. Just
let it go.
And even if they don't and they feel that way about you, that's on them and not on you.
Thank you. You got to let it be like, if that makes you, and you know, this is my go-to line, if that helps you sleep at night to think this about me, have at it. Because we ain't losing no sleep over here over nothing nobody think about me. And that's what gets you through life. Yes, it's always great to be liked, and it's great to have people like you. But if you don't, that's between you and God.
Yes,
that ain't got nothing to do with what's going on over here, because we going to keep on trucking Dex.
Yeah,
I mean, you block the haters.
It was weird because you know me. Like I initially responded to it, then I said, "Wait, why am I responding to your perception of me when we both know that's a lie?"
Thank you. But come on, Dex, that's growth. Forget you mad at me? Well, go figure that out. Because especially if I ain't did nothing to you, and then you not gonna tell me why you mad at me or not talking. Be great.
Gotta watch.
God bless you.
Control other people's energy, only your own, and that's the only thing that matters.
Come on, Dex, with the lessons, with the knowledge, young grasshopper elevating.
And you know what else I've been doing, Toya? And I think this probably helps me too. I've been drinking my gallons.
Gallons. You hydrated, you're thinking. Those synapses are able to, you know, in your head, they're able to fire off properly, connected with spirit and God and the universe. The water is the way.
The water is the way.
The water is the way, y'all. That's your problem. Y'all ain't drinking gallons.
Nobody drinks gallons like me. Just saying.
Hey, everybody checking on it, coming on in. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. What else was I about to say? Oh, happy fall. Now, this is, fall actual. Well, today, I don't know if you stepped outside at all today, but fall said, hey, girl, what's up?
I ran out today to get lunch, and as I'm coming back in, it started like thunderstorming and raining and stuff. And I'm like, yeah. Is this what we're going to have to look forward to?
Yes, and tomorrow when we get up, it's going to be biting out there. So y'all layer up. Don't be out there because, you know, you be seeing them stragglers with the flip-flops. And I'll be like, what you doing?
When I was outside today, I had on shorts and flip-flops.
Looking at you like, you just don't want to let it go, do you, huh?
It's raining my toes.
Hey, Kurt Wood, baby, how you doing? Look, Kurt Wood, who Dex and I are still convinced that you have your name wrong, and it's Kurt Wood because
that's what I see right there. It says Wood. It does not. But you know what though? I will say that now that I'm doing this live, and I'm drinking water and not whatever else I was drinking before, I see an R. He really do say word.
That was the problem. Entertain me, baby. That's Dom. Hey, love bug. That was the problem. Now we can read properly. Look, it makes sense because, you know, normally I have a little glass of wine tonight. I don't know why I didn't go to the liquor store, so I ain't got no wine, and I ain't want to go too heavy. It's been a crazy week, but I ain't want to hit y'all with the bourbon today, okay? That'll be another day.
Well, it's actually funny, though, that Dom is in here because I know Dom from Lincoln University, which is an HBCU. I'm just going to jump into that story real quick.
Okay.
I know Dom from Lincoln University, which is an HBCU, and HBCUs have been in the news a lot this week because there is a woman. Should I say woman? Yeah, she's a woman. She's an adult. There's a woman who attends a USC, and she's an African-American woman, and she was like, you know what? We don't have majorettes here, so she created her own majorette team at USC, which is a PWI. For those who don't know, that stands for primarily white institution. So she did that, and people were not having it. Like a lot of people, people celebrated it, like, oh, this is so dope, like it's Black culture, so forth and so on. Yeah. And flip side, people were like, Absolutely not. Like, this is something that you solely see on the campus of an HBCU, and majorettes are essentially band dancers, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
People like, this is something that you see on HBCU campuses. Like, if you want to go to an HBCU, you should have went to an HBCU. This is not cool. And the internet was really mad about it for a couple days, to be honest with you. And I have some thoughts on this.
Okay, so you kick off your thought process on this, because I see both angles, but I definitely align on the side of one a bit more than the other. But let's go next.
I see it on both sides. I don't fully know where I align. I think I align with the one that I'll say first, but the other is more realistic.
Okay.
So where I truly feel like I don't like it. I don't think it's okay. Mm-hmm. And the main reason I don't think it's okay is because when I told people that I was going to an HBCU, Lincoln University I went to, when I told people I was going to an HBCU, it was, why would you do that? That's not a good idea. That's stupid. People were saying that to me. And I'm not saying like people I don't know. These are like friends and family who completely crapped all over the idea of me going to an HBCU. They consistently, even this week, right? I was talking to a group chat about this. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm probably the only person in the chat that went to an HBCU. And I said what I'm saying right now. Like, when I went to an HBCU, people crapped all over it. And they were like, Lincoln's a party school, this, that, and the third. And one of the people in the group said, it still is a party school. And for me, it's just kind of like, it reinforces why I have an issue with this girl bringing that over there. Because, like, people, especially Black people, in my opinion, mm-hmm. go above and beyond to devalue HBCUs. Like, Black people who did not go to HBCUs, they always have a negative thing to say about HBCUs. Like, there's a reason that they didn't go there. And some said, oh, well, HBCUs didn't offer any money and this, that, and the third. You mean the 5 that you guys know about probably didn't offer you any money, but there's 103 HBCUs. So you chose not to go there. You chose to go to PWI because that's what you wanted to do. Like, let's not be ridiculous with that. And like, I can speak about the praises of HBCUs all day long. Like, I went to a PWI grad school, paid for in full by an HBCU. Let's just put that out there too. So there's, in my opinion, so many values and benefits to going to a HBCU. And there is a certain culture at HBCUs that you don't get anywhere else. And I think, and that's very sacred to us, especially because a lot of people like me were crapped on when they decided that they were going to go to an HBCU. So to see the stuff we hold dear to ourselves being replicated at a PWI, it's just like, wait a second. Like, you guys are like doubling down on crapping on us at our school. But but on the flip side of it, I do think though that like HBCU culture is really big in the world, and like we let Beyonce do, and she did a tribute to HBCUs, but she did a full-on Coachella performance on it. And the Coachella is not just for Black people.
No.
It's just for people who went to HBCU. So while I understand like what her purpose was of it, you just exposed it to the world too. And we celebrate. It's kind of silly on our parts as HBCU attenders to think that we can gatekeep anything if we're putting it out to the masses. So that's why
go ahead, and especially if you let more than historically Black people in the HBCU.
Well, and this is another thing though. When it's HBCUs, it's not just for Black people though. Like, go to HBCUs, and it's fine if they want to partake in the culture at an HBCU because you're learning about it the right way. If you're doing it, you're not going to learn about it the right way. You're going to learn what they're giving you, which is not the full context and culture of anything. Like the Greek organizations, the band, none of that. Like, you're not learning that. They're just doing it because it's cool.
And I think that would be up to the university if it's handled well. You can't just integrate these programs and not fully give the context of it, something you don't know about. For instance, and we'll get back to it, but it reminded me of something else that trended where I think this happened last week. It was like the top like things that are influential, like trigger words or keywords that Gen Zers made up. Every keyword or every trend was something created by Black people and Black Americans that we have grown up our entire life hearing. And this is a company, they were like, I'm sorry, we're somewhere in Europe. So we really, and then they showed the picture of the office and it's nothing but white. So for you to put that out there, you should be embarrassed. And the fact that you didn't say, let's take a step and really do a bit more research, especially when it comes to hashtag. It's kind of easy to follow those and find out where it comes from, or at least the conversation around it before you put it out there. And I think that's overall the issue with predominantly white anything. Like you have to take more responsibility. But for the girl on the, for this one in particular, technically, I did not have an issue with it. I understand why people feel the way that they do because you want to make sure that it's being handled right. So the girl, the student, I don't know the circumstances around the situation why she didn't go to a HBCU. And a lot of the times it's where your parents want you to go. We don't know if our parents split the bill and was like, this is where you going. And at the end of the day, as a parent, if I'm getting a bunch of scholarships, it's great to get scholarships. But I know when I have my kids, who giving you the most money? Where the most money at? And also USC, only because I've lived in San Diego for a good amount of time. Like it is a very we are very present on USC's campus. So I kind of understand, and this is a person who grew up in predominantly white spaces and white schools. It's nice to be to have something that kind of looks like you, something that can really resonate more for you. For instance, at least for me, when I went to Mara Mesa High School in San Diego, it was a few Black people, but again, primarily white. Well, a few of the girls, we got tired of not having stuff for us. So we decided to create a step team. And it was amazing. We got to perform at basketball games. Child, we used to get more hype than we used to get more attention and praise than the cheerleaders. And that's what they didn't like. And of course, we opened it to other people. But it was just nice to have something for us, kind of by us that we can put our, express what we're feeling and how we do things. So it's just sad. I really do understand both sides, but I really hope that institution, even when she goes, because that was another thing I always wondered, what happened to the step team? Mind you, I'm working in radio, I heard, but this is when I was in a different radio group. We had some multi-station thing, and I got to talk to somebody from XTU, which is the country station here. The irony, he went to the same school I went to in San Diego, and they still had the step team. So I was like, oh, we created something.
I think just one last point that I have to make on it, and because I like what you said and I don't disagree with it. I just feel like from my experience with an HBCU, if I'm putting this in the terms of fast food, HBCUs was Arby's. You know what people feel about
Arby's. No, because you're right.
And the PWIs are McDonald's. Now, Arby's has next to nothing. Nobody wants to be bothered with Arby's, but people do say, you know what? Arby's has really good fries. I like the fries. To me, this situation is McDonald's selling the Arby's fries now.
I see what you're saying.
You're going to continue to crap on Arby's. I'm like, Arby's ain't got it, but then you're going to go and do the same thing over here where everybody goes and loves and likes anyway. So it's just just taken away from us while consistently crapping on us.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. And that's something, but I kind of feel like the conversations, and it sucks because when you went there, it was that thing. I hate that you had all of that. What you going there for? Why would you find?
You know, at the end of the day, I went to Lincoln University and I ran it. I interviewed Bill Cosby when I was getting ready to graduate. I got money to go there and they paid for me to go to Penn State.
Thank you.
You can say whatever you want to say about HBCUs, about Lincoln University, the party. So I won.
And it's nice to be a part of something more that's legacy. It's a real, not all, most PWIs don't have that full-on legacy. And I feel like all HBCUs in their own right, it means something. It's something very proud to be a part of. But I do love, though, how it does seem like people's mindsets are changing about HBCUs, because we talked about this before. Let's be clear how a lot of them and still are run when it comes to the finances, y'all don't invest into it the way that you should, even when it comes to student housing. There are some HBCUs that I've been to and I have been appalled as like, what is going on here? How are you? There's no way I'm going to send my kid to a school where they're living worse off than they would live at home. But it does seem like things are getting better. You're starting to hear more of like higher end, like wealthy people taking
yeah, I agree.
Exactly. Taking on and, putting money back into HBCUs. I love how a lot of like athletes, because let's be clear, both sports programs is what drives a college. So it's nice to hear like a lot of like really recognizable, like coming out of high school into college athletes are openly choosing, no, I will go to an HBCU. Yes, it will take time, but eventually these because a lot of times I would hear people say over the years that a lot of the recruiters, they don't go to HBCUs. Well, at the end of the day, the recruiters are going to go to where the real talent is. Will this turnover happen right away? Absolutely not. But people have to take more of the chance to like just take a chance. At the end of the day, it really isn't a chance. You're still going to graduate with a degree. You're still going to graduate with, a new set of friends that you'll help like prepare and propel each other into adulthood. You're still going to have like good contacts if you do it the right way. So I don't know. I guess it's for this girl in that situation. She had to do what was best for her. And overall, I'm not mad at it, but I will be checking in on USC. Don't turn this into a mockery. Don't do it. Don't just let people in here and not knowing the background and why this is important to the culture and what it means. So I'm just all about handling things right.
I think one of the things, what topic do you want to go to next?
No, that's the show. You produce. You tell me. You leading, sweetie.
I just had a really good transition. So Jackson.
Go ahead.
is one of the schools that a lot of people are actually really interested in going to, and then that's where like a lot of these athletes are deciding to go to. They're deciding to go to Jackson State.
Okay, Mississippi.
Which is in Mississippi, and a lot of the main reason they're going there is because of Deion Sanders too, and I don't blame him, but he's the head coach over there, so I definitely don't blame them for doing that. But about Mississippi. So there's a double standard situation going on right now. So we have to first start it off with Brett Favre. So Brett is an iconic football player, legendary football player. One of the things that has happened recently is that after the Mississippi water crisis, people were like, did you guys know that Brett Favre received, his name is messing me up. He received all this money meant for welfare recipients. So I'm looking into this story, and basically it was like donations and whatnot that were given to him. And I believe one he said in a text message something to the effect of, if you guys give me this money, it's going to be funneled through and it's going to go to like a soccer team or something like that, I believe. And he actually texted somebody there and was also like, will the media find out about this? So people were obviously, like upset about it.
Yeah.
But, today, and I guess you could take this portion over.
Okay.
About the team.
Wait, no, go. Continue. I'll jump in as needed. You know how we do.
I really wanted you to do because I know I'm going to butcher his name. And I don't want to butcher anybody.
You know me, I'm Udo. That's all I got for you, baby. Udo.
So, the story came out that he was cheating on he was cheating, basically. He was having an affair. And I don't want to say affair because usually it's married or whatever. But that's not the story here. He was having an affair, and people were upset about it because they're like, well, why are people talking so much about this affair and not necessarily talking about the Brett Favre situation? And I will say that one is definitely worse than the other. He was suspended for a year. So he's the head coach of the Boston Celtics, and he was suspended for a year, and he can't, obviously can't coach or nothing like that. So you're out of work for a year from after an affair. I did learn today that, which I guess most people learned, that it was two women in question. One was a staffer, but the other woman that he had the affair with, and this kind of makes it make a little bit more sense. The other woman was one of the executive's wife. So I think you kind of understand now why this became such a big thing. I think culturally though, like this is really a big thing on social media because like his significant other is actress Nia Long. I think that's
Yes.
why like a lot of us have picked the story up and start to run with it. But I think like from a sports setting, like it's not that big of a deal. Like nobody really cares about it. Like we probably wouldn't have even known about it had it not been the executive's wife, because it's kind of like, I mean, let's be realistic here. Like people sleep with people all the time. Like,
well, I think why this got outed, because I was doing on with live, well, Patty Jackson's YouTube. You guys hit up Patty Jackson's YouTube channel. So we did a live today, and apparently Udo had beef with, like, I guess somebody on the team, and basically he said, "Oh, I'm telling."
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like if you're doing dirt, you have to be careful with that kind of stuff. But at the same time, though, and one thing that I really do believe is that, like, if people are around you and they're having an affair and it doesn't affect you, it's not really your business to tell. Like, it's like, I guess maybe, and this could be trash on my part, but like, I don't really believe in outing people for affairs. Like, if I had who was having an affair and they confided in me and told me about it, I could have the conversation with my friend. Like, we could talk about that. I mean, I would more than likely say, "Oh, I don't know if that's cool," or I'd be like, don't off me, especially if I know your wife. Like, I'm good on that. But I don't think that needs. I would never go and blab that information to anybody else. Like that. That's so tacky to me. Like that's. I mean,
and I guess the player just wasn't his friend. He ain't care. And here's another thing. If you're going to do dirt and be cheating, like, and here's the thing, you can't take it away, and it doesn't have anything to do with the woman. Well, not anything all the time, but a lot of time it's about the person cheating. But if this is in your nature and this is how you are, why would you marry somebody on such a, public platform that people kind of know of?
You mean date?
Well, they've been dating for 15 years.
But we're not married.
That is my spiritual husband. It don't matter. That's my spiritual husband. Everybody knew we were together, and you benefited off of this because people were saying, like, that was one of the draws of going to the games. For some people, they were like, "Oh, Nia Long is going to be there. Oh, we get to see Nia Long." And she had been to a few games in Philly, from what I've heard, when he was coaching here for a bit.
Now, I got to say this, though. I think y'all be lying a little bit. Because I love Nia Long. I do. Like today when this story broke, I had to watch my favorite movie is a Nia Long movie. It's The Best Man.
Hey, everybody.
And I had to watch it. But I was talking to a friend today, right? And let me make sure he's not watching because I'm about to talk trash.
Say it with your chest.
So I'm talking to a friend today. Well, he sent the story into the group or whatever. And I'm like, I think it's such a trash thing. And I will say about this person, though, he wasn't one of those people who was outraged about Nia Long or whatever. I'm just saying I saw that a lot, the outrage about Nia Long or whatever. But my friend the story in, and I'm like, I don't feel sorry for Nia Long because she's the same woman who allowed her ex to be at her wedding. As she allowed, she went to her ex to help her new boyfriend get a job. Like she did.
Oh, remember that? Oh my.
And then also, like, she, what else did she do? She didn't, her one boyfriend, his life was threatened, and she didn't give him any money to help it out. He needed money. She did not do that. And then, there was something else that she did. Oh, she tried to sleep with her friend from college, and then years later went on a couple's trip with said friend, and his pregnant wife was there. And I'm like, she's trash. Like, she's a terrible person. And my friend's like, "Yo, she did all that?" And I was like, "Yeah, like, that is crazy that she did all that." Then we were talking more, and I'm like, "Oh, wait, he believes me." And I'm like, okay. So then I posted that same thing. I wrote that out. I posted it in my story, and people were like, "Yo, she's such a B-word. She's trash. She deserves what happened." I can show you the DMs. She deserves this. This is so shocking. I can see why he cheated on her. And I'm like, no. You guys aren't upset or outraged about Nia Long because y'all don't know Nia Long, because all those situations were characters in movies. Like,
off of the Soul Food. That's Soul Food, yes.
Soul Food, The Best Man, and Friday. These are characters that she played. And these people were in my DM super upset about it, cursing her out. And I'm like, yeah, you don't know Nia Long, because like those are her biggest roles. So like outside of her being attractive, what are you really upset about? And I just feel like this group think that we have going on, I hate it. Like it drives I hate it. Like I really do hate it. We have
it's just sad. I understand like why it's a little people love salaciousness. They love to talk about it. Might not, huh?
But at least understand it. Like
But they don't. We see it every day. A blog can put up something. Tasha K, for example, can put up something. I know you got herpes. You got it. And 1,000 people go ahead and believe, millions of people will believe this, the visceral that you're putting out about somebody until that said person, in this case, Cardi B, said, you out here telling people I got herpes. Now I got to run on down here to the doctor, get this test and for all the other diseases and show your ass that I don't have it. And then guess what? Give me my $3 million. You better find it any way you can.
Going on right now, but it's just I'm just tired of the group thing and group thing. Like my friend, like I said, like I'm not saying that he was a part of this. I just trolled him first or whatever. And when I realized it did, I was like, oh, this is kind of funny. Let me post it. And I actually was shocked that so many people talking to me like, I can't believe shit. Oh God, like
those people that you have such a way of delivering things. You are like a professional troll. You really need to start getting checks for shit like this, because when I tell you you're spot on and people like getting arouses like out of you, or I don't know, you have a way of saying things and people just see it as true. They're like, oh, if Dexter said it, it's confirmed. So it's like kind of like flattery there, but at the same time, it does expose people. Like, please stop. Why do you even care so much? Okay, people cheat every day, B, and people get cheated on every day. It's never that deep to like call somebody just names for no reason when you really don't know the truth.
12 years of journalism. Now, let me ask you one more question about this situation. I want to know what you think, because I had some back and forth with somebody about this earlier today.
Okay.
When, not if, but when they get the names and Twitter profiles of these women who were part of this situation, do you think it's okay for people to go after them and not go after them physically to hurt them, but like, talk trash to them on social media?
No, only if the other one said side pieces open up their mouth. Once you start talking, then you talking reckless, yeah, you can come at you. But I don't think it's right for people to like hunt these women down and then just trash them on social media when you really don't know the full story. We don't even know if Nia and this guy had an open relationship. Like, we really don't know.
I have to disagree. I don't like that people are going through the Boston Celtics roster and trying to see like, well, who works there? Who does this? Like, Toy, they were going after any woman who has walked in the damn arena. Like, it was there. Pictures, every woman who works there, like, because there's photos of like the staff on the website or whatever. Their website, people were on there looking. I don't like that, because then you're putting other people's pictures and images and stuff like that and to them, and that's not okay. And whether you talk or not, and whether you knew things or not, or something like that, there's not only one woman on the staff. There's 3, I believe.
Hey, real life deal.
There's 4 women on the staff. Now, whether these women talk or not, and whether these people were together or not, like, in my opinion, I feel like with side chick era, like if you're messing with somebody else or whatever smoke comes to this man, like, you get it too. Like, just because like you're a famous person or whatever, you're not absolved from getting the smoke. The same thing with the girl who was messing with Adam, or apparently with the Adam Levine stuff, they were sex. It was just
no. Then you could go have lunch. Eat their asses right up, because now you're just doing this for clout.
I don't think you need to be physically attacking nobody or whatever, but like,
no.
I'm sorry for people like Monica Lewinsky and stuff like that. I don't understand how we've gotten this, and I understand that we have to protect women and all that kind of stuff like that. I get that, but like, stop that. Like, somebody in the comments just says Dexter blaming women. Stop that. Like, stop that. Like, these women in a consenting sexual situation, and if you're doing stuff like that, hold yourself accountable and be known that other people are going to hold you accountable. We have to stop that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that happens. I just think it's crazy when people it's like this cult culture, so to speak. Like, you are so far removed, like me, like, I'm so far removed from Nia Long. Like, she's not my girlfriend. She's not like my best friend or anything. So I'm not going what the girl did. Women did. They wrong as shit. Because at the end of the day, that relationship was so public. You know who the hell. you know damn well that that man is spoken for. But just as a person, a regular person, now if her girlfriends do it, then shit, I'm a ride for my girlfriends too. But it's that mania of just people out and about.
And don't get me wrong, it's not my ministry. Like I'm not going to do it, but I'm not defending it. I'm not. I mean, I'm not going to tell these people, oh, they're so wrong for. I'm not doing it. Like,
if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. That's your business.
Nothing to do with this situation at all. I have nothing to do with it. But even with the Beyonce, Jay-Z stuff, when they were like the Becky with the good hair type of situation, and they were looking to try to find out who it was, they didn't, because I don't think it really happened. But whatever.
Rachel Ray. Remember they hit up Rachel Ray?
Allegedly. I mean, but they were doing all this stuff like this. Whoever the woman was allegedly who did this, you get the smoke, and I don't. And there's no apologies to be made about it. Again, it's not my ministry. It's not something that I'm going to do to anybody. But I really have a problem with it as long as you're not physically harming the people and stuff like that.
Yeah. But then also, I'm a firm believer of karma. You get back what you put out there, and unfortunately, you can't control the consequences or the karma that you get. That's why I'm just a firm believer, and we talked about this before. Certain shit, I don't play certain games because my karma is real ass shit. So, and it happens damn near instantaneously. So, but what people should realize, especially when you're doing foul shit, karma comes for everybody. Nobody is absolved from it. And sometimes if it might, what they sins of the father ain't a saying for no damn reason. If it don't come to you, it might hit your kids. So it's like everybody just gotta move. Be authentic, be legit.
It's really funny that you say that, because that brings me to the next topic that I have, or idea that I want to. You said the sins of the father and the karma and stuff like that. Aries Spears, ain't that
real quick? Hey everybody, coming in mysterious. I saw you, girl. You catching us live? Hey boo, Trapping Ride LLC. That was our guest, our quick guest from last week, who was the Gooch Whisperer. So if you guys. If you guys missed us last week, go ahead and take a look at that conversation. It was great. If you need any advice on how to handle the gooch, hit Trap and Ride LLC. She got you. But I'm sorry, Dex. Go ahead. Sins of the father.
Yeah. So like Aries Spears, he came out. He talked about Lizzo and how she looked and all that kind of stuff like that. Don't forget the gooch. He came out. He talked all that trash about Lizzo. Then these videos, the Funny or Die videos, surfaced of him and Tiffany Haddish. There was a lawsuit that was filed. The lawsuit was dropped, but Tiffany was recently seen out and about, I think at an airport or something like that, and they were asking her how she feels about everything, and she said, I lost every job that was on the docket for me. Like, I have no work right now because of this situation. What do you think about that?
I mean, but that's somewhat to be expected, and I'm like, if anybody is shocked by it, then just... At the end of the day, like if you recover, I don't even know, because you cannot, there's nothing, I cannot support the actions at all. Like, but I mean, again, karma has paybacks. I don't know how involved. I know the files are sealed, so we don't know everything, but...
How much money they had to pay that woman out.
Mm-hmm.
Thought about that though, because I in this, like, karma also plays a part with this mother too, because I don't think that you were completely in the right in this situation, and I truthfully think that you knew. Well, you definitely knew. You were like, this is years in the making. Like, this happened years ago, and I think she went after them because her star is blooming and she's a big star now, and you know she has the money. Because Tiffany said this woman has been trying to do this for quite some time and all this kind of stuff like this or whatever, which means you were complicit in this act. Like, you were, no, I'm not saying you were okay with it, but you knew what happened and you definitely didn't try to do a thing about it. So karma's coming to you too. Nope. You got money out of this. I'm not the biggest Tiffany Haddish fan. I'm not, but I do think that this situation was kind of a witch hunt in a sense.
Yes, like, absolutely.
I'm not saying I feel bad, but I do think it's like a crummy situation to be in. But I think that for all of us, we got to be careful what we're allowing ourselves to be a part of. Even if it's the world and they're like, try this or try that. You got to know what right from wrong, no matter how hungry you are to get to the next level. Some stuff, everything is right for everybody.
And I know, like, a lot, especially in comedy, it's like the thing of pressing the envelope, because I think of the show Family Guy, and I know they get a lot of flack for different things, but there's a character, and it's like, I don't know his name, but he's known as like the neighborhood, like, child molester, and they make it funny, but it's a difference when it's animation and real life. And with animation and how Family Guy does it, I think they do it in a way of, we're going to bring it to the attention because this shit like kind of really happens. We'll make fun of it, but this is real.
But they also present it as like the creepy old man too. And I'm not saying it's okay, but like and also like they don't show him actually doing anything. This video showed them touching, or showed Aries touching a child. Like, it's not like,
I still ain't seen it because I don't want to, child.
Not sexually, but like he's putting oil on the child's. It just wasn't funny. It was disgusting. It wasn't stupid.
And then it goes back to parents at the same time. That's why I'm with you on the fence about this mother, especially with all the information. But I know they were kids then. I think the kids are like kind of adults now, but young adults. But still, there had been so much information on, the child molestation and predatory behavior in Hollywood and things like that. As a parent, how are you not in the room when scenes are being filmed with your children?
Doesn't matter what it is. I got to be on set. Like, I can't have my child there without me being around.
Like, that's why I'm like, it's a lot of funny business going on in here and a lot of accountability. But at that lady, if that happened to your kids, God bless those kids. I hope they're okay. But you're not absolved for this either. And I don't know the relationship between the lady and the kids right now. But again, karma don't miss. Mm-hmm. You might get a payday today, but karma don't miss. So hello, it ain't just Tiffany. It ain't just her.
Now I want you to bring up Erica Banks.
You let anybody go to the club with you?
Okay. Well, tell the story and then say what you think, because like my thoughts on this are kind of interesting to me.
Rapper Erica Banks. I don't know where she hails from, but kind of has a buzz.
Only you care where she comes from. That's how you like.
I don't know where she hails from, but rapper Erica Banks got some attention recently for her sentiments on friendships. And what she puts out there is saying, when it comes to going to the club, if your hair isn't right, if you're not thick enough, you can't go to certain areas with her. If you don't look a certain way, I don't know if she actually said pretty, or if she said if you're ugly, you can't hang out with her, you can't go to the club with her. Child, she served herself up for people to eat her alive. Now, this is what it kind of uncovers, because for Erica Banks to say this, let's be clear, people do this, but what it is, people just are afraid to say it. She decided to get on social media and throw it out there, but how people were like coming for her, yeah, she should have been come for, but stop. Because people do this in real life. So I don't know, like, do I think she's wrong? I'm all for, we all know who our friends are and what environments they'll like do well in. And maybe I shouldn't bring my ratchet friend to the company happy hour. Right, so I'm all for that, like editing friends for, pairing it to the event that makes sense for that type of friend. But no, how she dumbed it down to that scale, I don't subscribe to that, but people do. And don't sit here and try to act like it doesn't happen. But what are your thoughts on it?
So initially I'm like, oh, that's wild, that's crazy. And like women like really have to stop doing that to each other. And then I was talking to a friend the other day and he was like, yo, how is one of the groomsmen in my wedding? He's like, how is, he was like the other guy. And it's like, who? And he started describing them. And he's like tall, like light skin. And I'm naming names. He's like, oh, I don't know, whatever. And I realized
everybody was tall and light skinned at your wedding.
I might have a type.
You got a friend type. The starting lineup, the prettiest friends. Get your ass in this wedding.
I thought about it and I was like, I don't pick these people because of like what they look like and stuff like that. But I do think though, it's weird. Like when it comes to like aesthetics of people and stuff like that, I really do think that maybe we are more gravitated to certain types of people and stuff like that. Maybe purposely or whatever. No, I mean for me, I know it's not purposely. But like when you start describing your friend groups, like, oh, this is who I'm bringing out with me, or whatever. You might not say it out loud, but like you do have a certain type of friend group, and there are certain people that you probably would not hang out with. Maybe not necessarily based on their looks, but maybe their presentation of how they carry themselves and stuff like that. So I think we all have a little bit of that in us, even if we don't realize it. But
absolutely, people just don't admit it. Erica admitted it. She got up there and told y'all what it was. Might not be right, but this is how I do my friendships. And at the end of the day, as a friend, I would question myself. Like if I was one of her friends, like, well, damn.
For sure.
Like, this is your moment to be like, let me exit. Or if I'm the friend that you're talking about, oh, bitch, this why you don't ask me? Let me knock on your door.
I think for me, though, like, it's one of those things, because I agree with that. And I think that if I, like, my close core group of friends, they all look alike. They all look alike. But, like, it's one of those things that, like, I think that they know me well enough to know that, like, I'm not being friends with you because of what you look like. I could care less, like, what you look like. And that's why I think, like, real friendship, like, is so important. And like you can really weed out your friends versus your acquaintances too. Simply based on how they treat you, how they talk to you, how they talk about you, how they allow other people to talk about you. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff, whatever. So her saying that, like you said, if I'm one of the girls that she hangs out with, a close friend of hers, I'm looking at it sideways because it's like, so you're friends with me because of an aesthetic. Women always fighting in the clubs, fighting their friends in the clubs too.
Because a lot of them ain't be real friends. It'd be all of a sudden, oh, you look a certain way. Okay, come out. But at the end of the day, that's not your friend. You're just going for a look at the end of the day. And it's sad. You got people, some people do the same thing over money. Bitch, you too broke to be my friend. And guys do the same thing. A broke ass nigga, you can't hang around me. And I get it. But
I think it's very important to like not solely put this on women because guys do the same exact thing. And it's
yes, they do.
Not based on looks or whatever, but guys definitely do the same thing, like where they want to be associated with people who look like they're out there getting it. And that is for a grown man to be doing that.
Yeah. And then I'm a firm believer, like real friend groups, because we all lack in different aspects of life. If you're a real friend, you're going to say, like, even if it's something I'm not, all right, you know what, maybe you should try this look. Maybe you should do your hair like that. But everybody isn't open to that type of criticism. But at the end of the day, I mean, constructive criticism, because I'm like trying to help you and I open myself to it as well. Yeah. So a lot of times stuff like that is what ends friendships too. We can't have real, I guess, address the uncomfortable. If you can't address the uncomfortable moments with your friends, then you need to probably find another friend group.
But I think that does help you realize that, like, who your friends are, especially when it's moments that could potentially be uncomfortable, and then like you see the reactions, you see how things turn around, but it's kind of like you start to pull back a little bit, and the more you pull back from a relationship, the more it's like we're not friends, we're associates, or we're cool, whatever.
Yeah, and that's just what it is. Dex, do you want to get into we got, well, I guess kind of two things. Kanye West, now he was on GMA recently.
This morning.
Okay, so I missed this whole thing. I know nothing about it. We do know Kanye's name has been in the news for a little bit of things, but was it last week? He said, I apologize to Kim if I, did her any harm publicly. He told somebody, I don't go back and forth with nobody, broker to me. So what did he get up there and say on GMA this morning?
So this morning, I set my alarm to watch Good Morning America. I watch Good Morning America every day, but like I made sure I was present and sitting there to watch Kanye West. And I don't know why, but I just felt like I needed to see it. And I'm so did. It was a very short interview, actually. So they only addressed like a couple things. One of the things they addressed is Kim Kardashian. He did say he apologizes to her because like she's his ex-wife, but he does want to make her life harder. Like if anything, you're the mother of my children, I want your life to be smooth, and like I don't want to add no stress to your life, which I thought was great. He then went and said that he wants his kids to go to Donda Academy. So I do think him and Kim will be arguing again because she's not having that. So there's that. The part that really stuck out to me, there's a big thing that like when Kanye does his interviews, like you just said, like he's always going on like a rampage with these people and being like mean and nasty to them and stuff like this. This interview was done, and I'm sorry, I forgot her name, but it was a black woman. And I never really seen Kanye West do interviews with black women, but his demeanor was not Robin Roberts, it was somebody else. She's like,
Okay.
His
No, you're right though. When you said that, I was like, only like I don't really see it like that. But maybe early in career, but not as of late.
yeah, his demeanor was completely different than I've ever really seen it before. Like we literally just saw him last week tell some woman that I don't talk to people or what are people who are broke and all that kind of stuff, like about the Gap stuff. And this woman, she mentioned the Gap stuff and started to have conversation with him about it. And she was like, "Well, this is the deal. Like this is what it said. Like, did you not read the contract? Like, what's going on here?" And he said, "You know what? We out of that deal. We're not worried about it because we got a new lawyer." Smiled when he said it. Like it was very kind of like pleasant almost. Then she asked him like, "What's next for the Yeezy brand? Like, what are you going to do now?" And he said, "I'm going to sell it directly to the consumers through myself." The woman then turned around and said, "So what you're saying is when you blew up on Sway years ago, he was right." And Kanye looked at the camera and smiled and was like, "Sway had the answers." And like to me, I was like, he's back. Like this is what we need. This is what we wanted from him. Like I am a Kanye West fan again. Like I was so impressed with it because like it was like he was honest, he was open, he showed their vulnerability, and she not even trying to check him. And I loved it.
And I think because he felt like it felt like home. Like, because I'm looking at you, and let's be clear, people can say whatever the hell you want to say, but looking at things through a black lens, like black glasses, like there's commonality in that. A lot of us were like kind of raised to, around the same type of culture. We have that thing where we've seen it around. How the hell we don't know each other, but we all grew up in the same house? So, like, just from different things. Like, remember that we had that did y'all have that orange picture with that little, like, it was like a cream top and an orange picture. I remember seeing that a while ago. It was like something that you put in, like, for juice. And they were like, how everybody had a homemade tea in this damn picture. Like, all black people, it's just certain things you know. So with Kanye, I feel like it's one of those things that certain things, you can't say things to me about certain things that I'm not going to pick up on, or I'm not going to give you that black woman or just that black person. Like
black woman really? Though, because we've seen them with black men. It's the exact same, the negativity. Like it's like oh, okay, like this is how you're reacting to black men, to white women. Like this is how you do it. But it's just something about him being interviewed by a black woman that I just saw a different side of Kanye West.
I think it has that, again, it just relates back to home. Like he's somewhat, it's like this level of, to an extent, like I can feel safe with this black woman because it's like we have this thing eye to eye, sis. I know you ain't gonna try to do me like that. And we're like, baby, I'm not trying to do you like that. But if you out yourself, then we'll go there. But that's not the tone of this. But at the same time, as a journalist, I have to ask my questions. I feel like with others, he's just so triggered and always waiting because a lot of them, they do wait to, get you in the light. And it is that thing, oh, crazy Kanye. And I feel like with black women, yeah, Kanye does a lot of shit to get on my nerves, but I've always looked at him as like the brother that it's like, we just want you to be great, but every now and again, we got to pop you upside the head from time to time. So I don't know. I just think it might be a little bit, it's his comfort zone. He just might feel comfortable and like he feels as though he can put his guard down a little bit when it comes to black women, which is probably another reason why it's so funny because with that, but then lately we see the women that he dates and has always dated, but he doesn't really treat them the best publicly either.
I think the women that he dates are replicas of, he's pulling her Erica Banks. The women that he dates are like almost replicas of Kim Kardashian. I think that Kim is a good person for him. I think he likes her. I think and I think he wants that again. But like the girls that he's dating, like they're not Kim. Like it's never going to happen. The lady's name who interviewed him, I just looked it up. Her name is Lindsay Davis.
Come on, Lindsay Davis.
But like I think Kanye West wants a Kim Kardashian. He wants Kim back or whatever. But these girls, they may look like her, but they're not her, and they don't have her personality, and you're not going to find that.
Yeah, I don't know, but I guess we just wish Ye the best on his journey. But it's so funny, like you said, I love Kanye West again. I think it's just one of those things with Kanye, and not even with Black culture. I feel like I'm like my brother. I'm gonna call you out when it needs to be called out. At the end of the day, I still love you. You ain't do nothing that crazy. You ain't try to kill nobody or nothing like that. But
well, he did say slavery was a choice.
And you said that when he did that in front of the black man, and what's his name, Van
Lately.
on TMZ, gathered him in the most respectful way, but did what needed to be done. So I think Kanye is learning over time with us. Because we don't care who you talking to. Who is you talking to?
Sway didn't do that when he got with him.
Huh?
How come Sway didn't do that when he got with him?
Sway was looking like Sway you can tell Sway was pissed. So I'm sure once the cameras went off, he was, let me talk to you, bro. Because I'm not even it.
Sway probably said, you'll never get to sit down with me again. I'm telling you that you don't got to go through Gap and a deal. By the way, I never knew that that's what the whole situation stemmed from. I never knew that. I just remember him saying that. I remember the line becoming iconic and us group thinking, laughing at it or whatever, not even really understanding the context of it. But in reality, it was like, you're Kanye West. Like, you can directly give your products, sell your products to your consumers. And Kanye just did not want to receive that information. That's
no.
Look at
because he thought at the time that he knew more than Sway. But at the end of the day, you really don't know Sway's background. You don't know what investments this man like really has. If he's trying to kick some knowledge. And here's the thing with people, and this is an overall lesson. People, especially Black people, a lot of times, and I hate to say this, young Black people have such a hard time with people telling them what to do. They take it as like, I'm trying to give you knowledge, but you look at it as as an attack. Like, you can't tell me what to do. And he probably looked at Sway as, I'm Kanye West. You Sway on the radio or whatever the hell. How dare you give me this? But
that, I do think that, but I also think a lot of it was, I think, and it's still an issue now with like Black people. I think Black people can listen to certain things when it's coming from someone who is who's not Black. When it's coming from someone who's Black, I think a lot of us like have a hesitation and be like, oh, I don't know, whatever. And I think that's what that was in that situation too. Like, absolutely what you said, he's hard-headed, but I think it was more so like, because I think if that same thing would have come from, I don't know, like Donald Trump at the time, I think Kanye West would have listened to it. But like, this is coming from this Black man who you probably don't respect as much. I don't think that he took it.
Yeah. And then woke up looking stupid when it went down.
Issues right now, and I think with this Gap situation, Kanye West got what we like to call his wake-up call.
At the end of the day, I don't care. What? You need to learn your place, uppity N-word. But, so speaking of last week, that's a good segue as well, Dex, of like hip-hop or just rap beat for people telling you about yourself. So recently today, I don't know if it was today, it might have been yesterday, it kind of went viral of DJ Academics, Dexter's best friend, his disparaging remarks against the creators of hip hop. So loosely, I guess I'll give you kind of what it kind of was. Loosely, he basically said that the creators of hip hop, or a lot of the old school hip hop, they're walking around dusty looking and broke. So therefore you have no say of like, you have no real say of what hip hop is. Well, LL Cool J was triggered. Now, LL, we all know him. Yes, he is a rapper. He is one of the hip hop pioneers, but we all know LL as Mr. Fubu. Like, he's the good guy, does the award show. Over a 30, 40-year career in hip hop that's really unheard of. I think he has like 10 albums, maybe a couple of more than that, but I just remember when he hit that 10th studio album and it was a big deal. So he was triggered by that, and rightfully so, because he is one of the creators of hip hop, or the originators, the founders. And there were so many people that he came up with that he could clearly shit on, because at the end of the day, they're broke. So he basically had to come through and give DJ Academics a basically history. He had to spank his ass and give him a history lesson, and rightfully so. So that you can pick it up from here. Go, because I like the way you, and then your fiery reactions to Academics. So let's go. What did he say? What did Todd say?
I don't like that you're making me talk about DJ Academics because, and I know I have to stop saying this because like he's in the industry that I want to be in, but I hate him. Like I just think that like every
Mysterious said he's a cornball. He absolutely,
like this is the same guy who literally calls Tory Lanez all the time to talk trash about Megan Thee Stallion. Whether you think Tory shot Megan or not, I think it's so tacky to be a grown man to get on the phone and like laugh about this stuff. Like it's just lame to me. But I liked what LL Cool J said because he's like, you know, you guys right now, you people who are coming up right now, the young artists who I love and I respect and I like what they're doing. You guys can come up with a 5-year plan. You guys can get an accountant or a PR person and talk to these people about what's going on. We didn't have that
at all.
And I think when you look back at the history of like hip hop and everything like that, like LL Cool J is right. Nobody liked hip hop. I remember very vividly Oprah being anti hip hop and like hate. And I do, as I'm older, I understand where she was coming from because it's just like, I think the lyrics and stuff are disrespectful. They were not a refined genre by no means at all. They were not refined in that genre. But it's one of where it's like other people, rock artists and pop artists, whatever, they had management, they had help. These guys and girls did not have that. They didn't have a way to make their money grow. Like a lot of these people were like literally from the, and I'm saying on the corner, not like homeless, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The kids, they were all kids as well. People don't think about that either.
These people were like literally coming off the street, and some of them actually were coming off the street like that. Like Jay-Z is a perfect example of a person living in the projects and stuff like that. These people were not wealthy people coming in and making this music and stuff. Like they were really just doing it for fun, and it happened to become a thing. And to take away from them, like I just think about people like Flavor Flav and stuff like that, who like, sure, like you look at Flav and it's just like, oh,
Big Daddy Kane, like, I mean, it's so many who were, I mean, Rakim, like EPMD, like it's insane for that to even come out of your mouth. That, and we said these are heavy hitters in hip hop. They were the creators. They paved the way, and just because they're not sitting there balling with them, from what you can see, a bunch of chains and this and that and cars and getting on G5s. So for you to sit there and think that they have no credibility, they have no say, that it doesn't matter what they contributed is insane. I'm sorry, Deb. Go ahead.
You're good. And then I think a person like him, like he's in the same position that you and I would want to be in. Academics is in that position. Me personally, I would much rather sit down and have a conversation. And this is no disrespect to anybody else, but I would definitely rather sit down and have a conversation with LL Cool J than almost any of these rappers that are out right now. Like I think you need to know this history. You need to know this. So there's so much stuff that I don't know that these younger kids don't know. Why wouldn't you have these people in there to talk to them about it? Like LL Cool J telling people that we weren't able to make a 5-year plan. We didn't have the luxury to do that. Him saying that out loud, that should strike a chord in everybody's ears today. And it's like, well, shoot, let me go make my 5-year plan. If I'm in this industry and I have that opportunity, let me take it. I don't like the disrespect. And, you know, I think it's fine to be shady with certain situations or whatever. It's uncalled for. Like, it just was unnecessary. But I think he says stuff like that, not to go viral, but he says stuff like that because he's a very negative person and he does not deserve to be in the position that he's in.
And let's be clear, you also want to think about it because we're rising up in the ranks in this, you know, we aspire to have that type of platform. But I look at it like, what is the purpose of doing this if you don't walk in integrity? What is the purpose of doing it if you're not like just authentic, instead of just like saying shit to go viral and clickbait? What do you want your legacy to be? And a lot of the people who are messy like that, 20 years down the line, do you think our kids will probably even know who DJ Academics is? No, you're Messy Molly. Like, that's all people know you as. And at the end of the day, like, what real legacy? And case in point, Wendy Williams. I hate to say this, the queen of media. but being negative and nasty and just rude to people. And look at where she is now. So do you not think that 20 years down the line, like as amazing things that she's done, but people at the end of the day will always look at her, but look what happened to Wendy. Do you really want that to be your legacy?
Right.
Like why? Like why? What is the point? Yes, you want the attention, you want the notoriety, you want the clout, but you shouldn't be doing things just for the fucking clout. Because why?
I don't fully know. I think I could get it a little bit more if he was doing it for the clout, but I don't is though. I think that he's on the same page that Wendy Williams was on. I don't think Wendy did that stuff to get attention. I think she did that stuff and she genuinely felt that way. And that
exactly.
Than doing it for the clout. Like you're doing this and you're saying this stuff that's negative about people. You're doing that public and you're doing it because like you want to do it. Like you think that this is necessary for you to do. Like you like it.
He's not even very smart because he comes up from the school of Star and Buck Wild. A lot of us radio babies, he is one of the top tier of especially the like people who take chances and risk. But the difference with Star is very smart. He's very knowledgeable. Everybody is not going to be Star in the industry. So I think he looks at that as like the game plan or, the thing to look up to. But Star, you're not shit. Is that spirit telling me to shut the hell up?
No, you're right though. He's not Star. He's not even Buck Wild. You're not Charlamagne. And also at the end of the day, you don't have to do this. You don't. And honestly, after this whole thing that LL Cool J did, and I hate that this could even become a thing and give him an opportunity to do this, but you need to invite LL Cool J onto your show, or whatever he does, podcast, whatever. You need to have LL Cool J on there, and you need to apologize, and you need to address this. And if you don't, it's an a-hole.
We'll see. We'll see what he does. Who was he on the phone with earlier this week? I'm gonna say it just on here. Dick riding.
He was on the phone with Tory Lanez. He's like, Tory, what happened to you? I heard you beat up August Alsina or whatever. Like, what happened with that whole situation, whatever? And then, like, Tory's like, I didn't do nothing, this and the third. And then he ends the phone call by going, well, this is my new number. Make sure you say my number, loser.
Save me.
He's definitely the type of guy that probably hangs around guys who look and act a certain type of way and calling people stuff like that at his big, fat age. He probably does that.
Sitting there looking like a gummy bear up there, and you want to ride around with hot niggas. But also, Tory, and we'll end on this. Tory, Canada, come get your property. We don't want it no more. It is done. I am sick of this man. I loved in the video of the ones because he tried to say you were playing. Gossip in the City, she was the first one that kind of reached out to him and said, so what's going on? I heard something went down with you and Tory, you and August Alsina. He gonna sit there and like it and then take the like back. So, you think this shit is cute right now?
Like, yeah.
You want to get on, I don't know what you talking about, da-da-da-da. No, you wanted them bragging rights. And guess what had happened? Once they got Alsina, August side of the things, the video backed up every single thing that August Alsina said. You're trash. You're lame. You done shot Meg. Go home. We don't want you.
I think it was one of those situations where, like, when she said it or whatever, it was probably like you said, the bragging rights. I'm gonna like this because you know what it is or whatever. Did he realize or thought that the video was going to surface, or that August was going to post the pictures that he posted? Because truthfully, August posting it was like different because people don't normally. Especially not a man. You're not going to post that somebody roughed you up like that. But I admire that transparency because, like, you put it. This man jumped me. Like, this happened and it's dangerous. And I think more people need to be speaking up like that, to be honest with you.
Why we still ain't seen no footage of when Diddy slapped Drake in the club?
I thought Drake slapped. No, you're right. Yeah. Well, look.
Everybody, did y'all just get new phones? Like, what happened?
I think that
still waiting for that shit to drop.
I don't think that Diddy is a talker either. Like, he definitely is not like
he's not.
Type or whatever. So I don't think it was one of those things where you gave people an opportunity to record it. Like, I think he probably just walked over to him. There were no words. I just hit you. I think that's
what's in a club. In a club, any moment of time, everybody got their phones up at some point in time. That footage is out there. It's there. If we got the Beyonce and Jay-Z in the elevator and Solange in the elevator video, we are deserving of this Diddy Drake video. Well, but again, it would have made sense. Like, I feel like if Drake, cause like, let's be clear, we know you ain't 50, and nobody is expecting you to be 50 Cent Drake, but I don't know, but that was at a time of hip hop of no matter what, you had to show like that bravado. Like you can't look like, no chump or people taking advantage of you. But I love, like you said, I don't know, it might have been a bit different if Drake, I would have loved for Drake to have shown us that vulnerable side as well. You ain't have to get up there crying. Alice Alexina ain't do it, but I still want to see it.
Yeah, no.
You think he cried and that's why I never got out?
I don't, maybe, but overall, like, no. Drake,
you don't want your king to be shown in that light?
I'm all good with people. I think Drake should have, like, I think he handled it well, like handled it like in a diss track or something like that. Like Drake is not like the super vulnerable type, so like
yeah.
For him,
super bro, you're always crying over these bitches. What you talking about?
On records, because that's
okay.
Just, like, I don't believe that's how he really is. Drake is a character. Okay. Like, consistently, Drake just picks a new character that he wants to play. So sometimes emotional and all that stuff. The other time, I want to be a Jamaican. Like, that's just what he
Well, Caribbean culture, I'm going to give him a pass because Caribbean culture is very heavy in Canada. I don't know how close he is to Toronto, but he claims Toronto all the time, and there is a very heavy Caribbean influence in Toronto, so I'm going to give him a pass on that.
Well, how come this Caribbean influence wasn't around in 2010 when we met him? Like, this is new. Like, you just started this. Drake, I'm telling you, the character. Like,
he had to shake leave him alone. He had to shake Wheelchair Jimmy off.
Sure.
He had to change that, perspective. So I'm going to give you Wonder Boy Drake. And then a few years down the line, I'm going to give you who I really am, my deep down Caribbean self.
I wanted to stop. Also, they said Drake is hitting up the girl Chantel from 90 Day Fiance.
Girl, wait, who that's a mysterious girl? I saw that. We will see what happens there. My eyes are peeled and watching because I'm watching the series. I'm a fan, but this will be weird. I will say this. I do think, I'm sure because Chantel, she fine. She bad. But it's not a lot. I don't want to say it's not a lot going on upstairs. It just comes off as very vapid. I don't see this being a real couple. But I'm pretty sure because she fine as shit. I'm pretty sure Drake was like, what's up, girl? Like, it is what it is, but I don't want this. I'll say this. If Drake wipes this one up, it says a lot about Drake to me.
Okay.
I'll just put it.
He won't.
I'll just leave it there. Huh?
He won't, but okay.
Yeah, so I'm just hoping that he won't. But Chantel, girl, get that Drake clout. Get some good bags, eat at some good restaurants, build that network. Because Pedro ain't want it. Pedro done left. Get that clout, girl. But with that said, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And yes, you guys saw us on a Thursday. Shit happens sometimes. But next week, we will be back here on a Wednesday. Okay? Thank you to everybody who tunes in every week. Y'all ride with us. We ride with y'all, our beautiful YouTubers. Just thank you for showing up and showing out. Who else? Mom, Dad, everybody who checks in, all of our commenters. Y'all ain't even real commenters. Y'all family for real. And Dex, take it out with our saying.
Guys, as you guys know, our following, it may be small, especially on the Thursday, may be small, but you guys are engaged, and we truly appreciate that.
Engaged!
We're getting ready to drop a podcast, guys. We are going to explain the origin of our sign-off on the podcast. Yeah. We are going
Y'all don't want to tune into that shit.
And it's very, it is very shady. Oh
Ah, the delusion. What happened?
Austin _ Andre's mom. She's on here. I mean, she's in Mississippi, but guys, she creates like these. She does like the balloon art. Insane, like insane. Like,
Oh,
she's so good with it. Yeah.
okay, she's in Mississippi.
In Mississippi, I was gonna say you guys should get her to do your balloon art, but I'm
Well, we got people in Mississippi
and she is
to
so
watch.
good at it. Like I'm so impressed by it. Like I loved it. I loved it. I love when people find these random talents or whatever
Mhm.
that people don't think you can do, put it together, and it just I just loved it. Like I'm
Now, is this a new skill for her?
I think she might have started during the pandemic.
See, yeah, so we definitely, I would love to have her on because I'm interested in these people who have, a lot of people who had like the pandemic spurred a different career, and it was just like a hobby, but it turned into something major and people found their passion in it. So Austin, Andre mom, would love to have you on at some point in time. And girl, you did her a solid because girl, go ahead and screen record this, put it up on your page, and promote your business. That's how that's done, sweetie. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you back live on Wednesday, and hopefully more of our regulars will come back. Like you said, Dex was a little tiny, but that's okay. Y'all roll with
But engaged.
it. All right, we love you guys so much, and we will see you next week. Bye. Mwah.